But now I'm just like, I'm authentically me. Like
I
I love
love that. And
me, I
you're
love
in,
myself. And it's okay that you're whatever way you are, whether
yeah.
you're high
But
energy or
it's
no energy, you
But it's
know?
a practice too, Eric, because I personally also have was a people pleaser and then think I overcame it, but then I'll see myself racing to meet someone because I don't want to be late because I don't want to, and I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, because I'm the observer of my life, I pay attention, I'm self-aware. And I'm like, oh, this is that old Linda that like has to please everybody and doesn't want to just, it's so
Oh, and that's great you said that because that was my biggest fear. I was so afraid to disappoint people. And guess what happened, Linda, when I did that? To the people I thought loved me for me. But how could they? Because I really wasn't being me. The moment I disappointed them, they left my life. And I'm talking about 10 plus year relationships. I'm
yeah,
my true self now. Oh, you can't handle that. They left. So I was like, oh, they can't be in my life because I
a
disappointed
gift. Yeah, that was a
them.
gift because they were not a true friend would be there,
Yeah. So that's what I learned. Like, they only love me when I'm making them feel good and they're benefiting from my energy. I'm
Exactly.
empowering them. But if I'm challenging them or holding them accountable, they don't like that. Oh,
Yeah.
look at this. So it was a great lesson.
Yeah. Tell us what's behind you, that emotional. What is that behind you?
Oh, this is a feelings board. So if you can see it,
Yeah.
feelings, and then it says feelings are much like waves. We can't stop them from coming, but we can choose which ones to surf. So how you gonna feel today? You choose anger, frustration, love, joy, or all of it. Just feel it all. So
Yeah.
I try to pride myself on now feeling all my emotions because I was so good at suppressing them. Like, oh, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Yeah, I'm positive. Yeah, I'm the happy guy, really sad. That's who I was because I was afraid of my emotions. But now I'm like, oh, I'm just sad today and I'm gonna be sad. Or I'm gonna cry on the spot. I'll cry.
Yeah. And how long ago did you start being able to feel your emotions and welcoming all of them to the table? Like how long ago? How long have you been on that?
I would say I've always welcomed them. I just never really fully met them where they need to be met. Like it wasn't until 2023 when I had that awakening when my heart was literally broken. And I'm just like, okay, I can't run from this anymore. Just I'm
Mm.
hurting. I'm literally hurt. Like my heart was physically broken. Like I could
From a
feel
woman, a relationship?
relationship, friendships that I lost, like a betrayal I felt. Like it hurt. Like it was like, and then
Yeah.
I got some healing, and then now I'm on the other side of it. So it was, but I was already waiting to get because I believe every man. I could be wrong, but this is my acknowledge and analysis. I believe for a man to fully be loved and for him to fully love someone, he has to break his heart to rebuild it, to recalibrate it to wholeness, right? Because there's something you get from heartbreak that you can't get from just love itself. I can't explain it, but I feel 10 times stronger because of that, right?
Yeah.
I feel like more like I feel like grief, right? When you allow that grief to move through your body, it alchemizes you. It makes you even stronger because
Yes.
you're not trying to suppress it. You're just like, just where I'm at. And then like over time, you just get stronger. Like I'm 10 times stronger
Yeah.
because of it.
Me
And I
too.
was able to heal that to now call in new love and be in love with who I am, good or bad, without trying to please someone or appease.
Yeah.
So
When I changed my life and moved to Florida 2.5 years, oh, it's going on 3 years ago, I didn't realize how messed up I was. And then I've spent a lot of time healing and um crying
yeah,
because that's how you heal. And exactly what you said, you're just feel so much stronger,
yeah,
so
I
much
feel
stronger.
strong. That
And
I'm so glad for those battles.
yeah. Um, So thank you for sharing all that and being so vulnerable and honest. It's very powerful and I love that so much because that's what we're here for. And like also men in general. I mean, not just men, because I grew up where it was like, oh, you're crying, here's an ice cream, don't cry. But you know what I mean? But they had good intentions, like, oh, I don't want to see my child cry. Here's an ice cream, don't cry. When really we should have allowed the crying. So with men and boys, most of them are told, oh, men don't cry and you be a strong and all that. So that's where the men are kind of at a disadvantage. They have this, program.
Yeah, we're not connected to our hearts. And when you're not connected to your heart, you can't really be fully in love with life or with yourself or with your partner. Because you're not in your heart, you're in your mind, you're in your ego. And anytime your ego is bruised, it's just going to continue to take you from your heart. But when you're in your heart and you can accept feedback and you can accept resistance without fear, you have more love to give and receive. And that's
Hmm.
what I learned as a man, especially helping so many women, like 3 women last year get through divorces. I've learned so much. Like, got so much data on. Like, oh, interesting. Okay.
The
So what
female
is
mind and the female energy.
yeah, and like who I am to them, right? How I can hold space for women in dire needs or when they're going through the most. It's because I'm connected to my heart. So their emotions are not affecting me. It might affect their partner who can't hold space, not because they don't want to as husbands or boyfriends, men, whatever. It's because they don't have the depth or the capacity to because they've never been programmed to. So I
Mm.
know part of my journey as well is to continue to heal my heart and my mind and my body to teach men how to be in a safe container within their own vessel to hold it for their woman, for their moms, for their girlfriends, sister, daughters. Because every time I see any woman gets really severely emotional, all I see is the little girl comes up and she just want love. That's all I see.
Yeah.
So I'm not even judging it. I'm just like, oh, okay, all right, okay. And so then I realize over time you just listen and you don't say anything. Eventually, the woman will come and say, "Thank you. I needed that."
Right.
That's
Just to
it.
like hold space.
She don't want you to fix it because most men we like to fix it. I know I do, right? And I got a solution, babe. Like, I don't want the solution right now,
Right.
brother. I
Just
want you to just
listen. Yeah.
just be with her in this emotion, be with her in this moment, let her feel your masculinity, allow that to integrate, and that's how you build a stronger companion with your person.
Yeah. Amazing. Do you study the Course in Miracles or have you read any of
Ah,
it?
look at that. Look at that. Hashe, aho. Oh, we love that. Haha, it's miracle season, right? So, how do I say this?
I think I
I'm
got
very attuned to the cosmos and I'm very attuned to higher self, spirit guides, and like I got Mary Magdalene thing right here. I got my crystals right here. I channeled Jesus today in a prayer, but it's funny, my client early this morning, that's what she's reading, The Course in Miracles. And I was telling her, I was like, man, I was like, you need to continue to read that book because the transmission of that book is coming through your vessel. It's on you and it's coming out of you and it's changing you. And then I had another client, he's like, yeah, I got Course in Miracles right here. And I haven't read the book. So clearly it's a call to go get the book. But it's miracle season, right? I said that in 2017. So this is what people listening, please listen to this because I really want us to really understand this. We are all interconnected. We're all connected. Linda did not know what I had going on in my day to day. This is my first time meeting Linda, right? The
right.
fact that she brought this book to my attention is because this book is in my frequency. This book is in my aura. I've been talking about this book all day today. So nothing is just happening by chance or by accident. Intentionally, unconsciously, it's happening for a reason. So when we get off these Zooms, we get off these phones, try your best to make sure you invest in the right energies and entities into your soul, into your spirit. Because at some point, somehow it will come out and it will come up, right?
And and the the fastest way, I think, to have this energy like you're talking about is to get still, is to be still, be quiet, have time for yourself, whether it's in nature or sitting still with nothing, no distractions, right?
I mean, Peace Be Still. I mean, Stillness Speaks by Eckhart Tolle. It's a great book to anyone who needs it. Sometimes I sit in silence for a few minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. Silent retreats. Peace Be Still. No, there's God, there's one. So we're all connected. There's no accidents, people. And you are what you think you are, and whatever you believe is true, right? We talked about that, Linda, right? Whatever
Yes,
story you tell yourself, whatever you think is true
right.
will be true.
Yes.
So,
And yes, so tell us some of your favorite mentors and books. You kind of referenced a couple. So
mhm.
who who are your favorite
Think
mentors?
and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's a great book. Book changed my life. The Secret changed my life by Rhonda Byrne changed my life. As a Man Thinketh, by James Allen, I believe, changed my life. Tony Robbins' first book, Unlimited Power, great book. Great book. What else? The Psychology of Money is a really great book when we're talking about money. Uh, this book is called Taming Your Outer Child is really good. This book healed me so much. Oh my God.
Oh, that's
Taming
nice.
Your Outer Child. So basically, this
Oh.
book is about, it's by Suzanne Anderson, author of The Journey from Abandonment to Healing. So she talks
Mm,
about the
that's
outer child, the inner child, and then the adult, right? Who's running the show? And usually the outer child is running the show, but the adult within yourself has to run the show and control both parties. So I healed a lot from this book. It's so funny that this book is like
that's
up.
yeah, that's the book I need. That's the
Yeah,
book I need.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great book.
Thank you.
But yeah, there's several other books to name a few, but yeah, those books that just come straight to spirit when you ask that question. So thank you.
Thank you. No, this has been amazing.
Mhm.
What is your personal practice? Like you mentioned a lot of different healing tools. Do you have a routine in the morning, in the evening? Do you have something special that you do each day?
Yeah, so every morning, I do meditation, breath work, I pray, affirmations, and then I work out usually, right? And then at night I do the same thing before I go to bed. I write my affirmations, I say some affirmations, I pray. I just got this book. Do I have it? It's funny shape book. The Return to Prayer by Marianne Williamson. It's so good. And I just been scanning it. Like she has a prayer for like everything. Like prayer for a heartbreak, prayer for your parents, prayer for addictions, prayer for money, prayer for, resisting love, fear of intimacy. So it's just been a really good book for me to kind of like when I go to bed at night, like what do I want to pray about? Or what more do I want to add to my prayer life? So I do a lot of prayer, meditation, breath work, moving the energy in the gym or walking. Um, and just staying in a high vibration. That's my intention. It's like, how do I stay in a high vibration? And how do I stay in a space where I'm adding value to the world I serve? So I'm reading books day to day. I'm working out. I'm talking to clients. I'm on podcasts. I'm doing cold plunges, cryotherapy, anything that's going to stretch and expand my vessel to receive more light from the creator, I'm doing. And anything that's going to put me in my highest ascension so I can attract and manifest things on that frequency, I'm doing
I
because it's
love all of that so much. Do you tell us your diet? Do you have any special diet?
yeah, so I have a meal prep company I've been using called Factor, but lately I just been a lot of steak, a lot of eggs,
Mhm.
avocado. Just I mean, I eat healthy, I eat clean.
Right. But I'm
I have my
saying,
moments when I'm eating like skinny popcorn and dehydrated strawberries and dried mangoes and kombucha, but a lot of protein, less carbs and veggies and fruit. And a lot of water. I have an alkaline water machine that I, always have use drink.
right. So you don't notice anything since you're sensitive, like when you eat meat, you don't get depressed or dark, or you don't notice like the vibration.
So, and I was just talking to someone about this the other day because someone was saying they don't like when someone asks if they're vegan, they get triggered. I'm like, why do you get triggered? Like, no, what if I ask someone if they're a carnivore? I was like, that's an issue you have to deal with. That's your problem. That's not their problem. So here's the thing. For me, I don't judge things unless I experience them. So 2021, I think, I went vegan for 21 days. And it was great. I was clean, I felt light, but I didn't have that much energy. So I started doing deeper research. And I realized for most souls, not most souls, certain souls or certain bodies, it just doesn't benefit long term. So then from there, I went pescatarian for a year and a half, where I just ate fish.
But
And it was cool because I was at a certain weight for a time. I felt lighter in my body. But then my spirit was like, you need to eat meat.
mm,
So I started having steak come back and beef come back in my life. And I started doing research on like my blood type. I'm O plus, I said O positive, um, and like my body type. And I realized like meat for me, I feel good. Like, but not like a bunch of stuff with the meat, but just like steak, eggs, protein for my body is good. Anything else that I would eat consistently when I had the fish, like it was cool, but I did feel like a little weaker. Can't explain it.
Right, the
But I was
physical
healthy.
body, right? But I'm saying like
Yeah.
for me, the physical body definitely likes the animal protein, but I feel like my energy body reject like I don't know, it affects my vibration. It
Oh,
affects
really?
it affects my vibration. Yeah, like I
Mm.
was not eating any animals and then I had fish last night, salmon, which I love. And then today I just felt a little bit off, a little bit. I had to work harder to raise my vibration, which
Is it always like that?
it's been kind of within 24 to 48 hours. If I eat meat, I usually notice something negative, dark, like lack, fear, scarcity shows up.
Mm.
But then I
Interesting.
had the royal shaman on my show, and she studied shamanism, and she said that meat is like she had to eat a leg of I forgot which animal. She had to
Yeah.
eat that to initiate, and that she says it connects you to your ancestors or something about eating meat. It
Yeah.
grounds you, she said.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Meat is good for you. Like for me, I can't say for everybody. And this is what I really want to say. I tell all my clients this. You as a soul, you as an individual, people listening, talking about you, the individual, you have to trust your autonomy, what you believe and know is true for you. Because I'm not a type of person that's going to tell you, don't eat that, that's bad, because I'm not in your body. So, what I encourage people to do, stop giving your power away and take your power back and go do your own due diligence on your family's DNA, your history of the people you grew up around. What do they eat? What benefits their soul? Go get a blood test. Like I know there's people they need meat or they'll die. Like it's
Yeah,
different for some people. Where like I
yeah,
think Jordan Peterson talks about that. Like he has to eat meat because of some
yeah,
ailment that he have or has or it's so
yeah.
everybody's trying to generalize food based on what the world is telling us, but what is your soul telling you? Just like people at church. I was telling some family, I said, listen, I love the Bible. I think the Bible helps a lot of us, but a lot of us don't embody what the Bible says. I said, but guess what? There's something called your soul Bible, the Bible of your soul. And you have discernment and you have God within that's giving you intentions on what you should and shouldn't do. But we don't listen to that because we don't trust our truth. So we were ever like, oh, that's what my pastor said. That's what my mom said.
Right,
That's what my
right.
dad said. And it's like, no,
Yeah,
what
we
is
need
your
to learn to
soul
trust
saying?
ourselves and just you can listen and you can ask, like I ask everybody questions
Yeah.
because I'm a
Hmm.
curious being. I feel I'm open-minded, intelligent, but just because somebody like I went to this event the other day and all these ladies are super thin and I felt overweight and I just thought to myself, a couple things. And then I realized like in all, most probably me, the one girl I was talking to, but like um I just because somebody says, yeah, yogurt and this doesn't
Yeah.
mean I'm gonna go race out and eat that. But it used to. I used to do that. I used to do everything people would tell me. Like I'd be like, oh my God, she said that. So
Or
no.
let's just even take it deeper. You know how they say, oh, don't wear AirPods because it's bad for radiation, or don't use plastic this and
Yeah.
plastic that. And I'm like, man, what are we going to do? Just not live life? I was telling my esthetician, I said, I've never put on sunscreen when I was young and playing in the heat, basketball outside with no shirt on. So what I'm saying is I do believe in a placebo effect, and I do believe that whatever we believe is true. So if it's not affecting us, how is it infecting us? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Consciously, right? And
Right.
people say,
But
this
the
kid
sun
should
is
be,
good for us, right? The sun is
yeah,
good for us. We
the
realize,
sun is good, right? So I just want people to just trust what's in them and know that what comes through for you is true for you. It doesn't have to be true for everybody. Because I know what I think. No one, most people won't think that, and that's okay. I used to ask, like, why is the sky blue? Who gave words meaning, and who made up words, right?
yeah.
Why was I born on this day at this time? I was a premature. Why? What does that say about my soul in this lifetime? I'm the
Yeah.
curious guy. Most people don't care, like, oh, stop it. Just go to school and work and be happy, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. You
them.
and I could talk for hours. I know it. I had this guy that believes in flat Earth on, and he said one thing he said that I thought was smart. He said that talking about astrology, he said um, millionaires use financial planners or something like that, but billionaires use astrologers.
Yeah, JP Morgan Chase said that. Yeah, it's true.
Oh,
Go
is
look at these people that run the world, they know when their baby should be born, when they should make certain deals and offerings. Like they know what's going on. I study these people. I'm working with some powerful people, so I know. And I tell people, listen, the people that got the money, they got spiritual resources. They got healers, they got astrologers, they got life coach, they got financial, like they have people helping them keep their money and change their life. They're
yeah.
not just there by because they're better than everybody. They have people making them and helping them be better.
Right. And I want to touch on something in your bio. It talked about financial literacy. I do want to touch on that because what I realize so much is that the people that don't have money are screwed. I mean, like they are taken advantage of left, right, and center. And it's the wealthy people. I'm not putting down wealthy people. I love wealthy people and I am a wealthy person in multiple different ways and I plan to be financially wealthy. My challenge is you go to a five-star resort and this is free and that's free and gift. And then you go to the Dollar General and they're charging you to debit card, which you can go to any grocery store and they don't charge. So what is the financial literacy you're teaching or that's one of your passions?
Well, it's just something I at that time of that bio was written, I was in
Oh,
that container. So
oh,
basically when I say financial literacy, being having knowledge around where you are financially. It doesn't mean because I think the general concept is to being smart with your finances, right?
yeah,
So what I'm saying is, yeah, be smart, but be aware where you are financially to have the literacy that you need for yourself in this lifetime. Because what I've done is like I've clients that have lost millions, right? So I had a client one day come to me and say he lost $2 million in the stock market, right? But his 2 million is no different than someone in my life that I'm close to, a family member losing 2,000.
right.
Because here's the thing, the challenges are different, but the emotions are the same.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to get people to understand that it's all relatable, but we got to understand where we are financially and where we want to go. Because then there's people who have tons of money, but their expenses are crazy. So they can't even enjoy their money the way you think. I had a client today. She's like, yeah, my husband invested hundreds and hundreds of millions into property. I mean, he had what they say, asset rich and cash poor. And he says he's not cash poor, but it's not what you think. I was like, right. So everybody has this concept of what money is or what they think. And that's why I take it back to like, what is your money concept for you? That's why I told my money story. That's my money story.
yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
might not have that money. So some people make a lot of money by being in pain or struggle. They feel like they can make more, right? That's their
right.
story.
Oh, you know,
So
I don't
trying to
want
get
that
people to
story.
get into to where it started, where it came from, and how do I improve it,
Right.
right? Because you
Okay.
make a lot of money, but no one shows you where to put the money. Now what?
Yeah, exactly.
And
Okay.
crypto is advancing, and stock market. So that's what that means. But thank
Okay. All right. So this is a question I used to ask when I started this podcast at the end of every single podcast. I used to ask this question, what would you tell your younger self? Like, or what would you tell the 17, 18-year-old kid today?
Hmm.
Any advice, like a key?
I would just tell him just you don't got to be in so much fear. I think I had a lot of fear, and by me having a lot of fear, I didn't trust life and I didn't trust people. I only trusted myself. So if I was doing it, I trusted. But if somebody else was doing it, I didn't trust people. I didn't trust life. So I had this control. I wanted to control life. At one point in my life, at that age, I thought I had more willpower than the universe. I could will my way to anything. It was very toxic masculinity. Very, you can't tell me what to do. You don't know what you're talking about. But because I was in fear most of my life, because I had to take care of myself emotionally and mentally, right? Physically and somewhat financially as I got older. But I was in fear. That's all it was fear of being abandoned, fear people not loving me, fear of not like just fear. I was just like, it's okay. You don't have to fear as much.
Everyone's out to get you and
Yeah, or not even out to get you. It's just like you just don't
can't
trust life.
trust anybody.
Like I don't
Yeah.
trust nobody because 50 Cent has a video out on YouTube. It's an older video, and he was saying like, "Where I'm gonna go? I'm gonna go and run home and get me." Like I felt like I never really had nobody to run to when I was a kid to like talk to about what I was going through because everybody was going through what they were going through and they ain't had time. They did the best they could. So I always just kept quiet, like I'll just go to school and do my best and figure it out. And I was telling like you don't gotta be in fear and it's okay to have fear, but just talk about it. But people never thought I was in fear because I was taking care of everybody emotionally and mentally, and I was leading people to their greatness.
You were serving everybody else except
Yeah,
yourself, and that was
yeah.
your identity. I wanted to share that the Course in Miracles, the big miracle in the Course is the shift from ego and fear to love and higher self.
Mm,
So it talks that you never have to be in fear
right.
ever. And also Marianne Williamson, you mentioned her in one of the books you're reading, Return to Prayer. She has a book called Return to Love, and that's like kind of her own interpretation. She used to teach the book, this
Yeah,
group.
that's what I was told. Yeah. I look at
Yeah.
her Return of
She's
Love.
about, because when you get this, it's very difficult. It's kind of like reading the Bible. It's kind of hard to,
But listen though, you don't even know what I told my client this
uh,
morning at 6 a.m. You know what I told her? I
what?
said, I guarantee you, give it 3 to 5 years, that book is gonna be the new Bible. I promise you. Mark my words. Watch what I tell you. That's gonna be
Mhm.
the new Bible. You'll
Yeah.
see. It's gonna
Yeah,
be the new Bible.
right. I know, because like Tony Robbins references it, Gabby Bernstein references it. So many people reference. I mean, in Gabby's book, she'll have a quote from the Course in Miracles. So, yeah, it's just the shift, and it's all an illusion, everything. And
Yeah, nothing's real.
God is in everything. God is in
Yes.
every.
Everywhere. I tell people like he's in the trees, he's in the mountains, he's in the air. God
He's
is
everywhere.
everywhere.
Which is also around respecting things, like if God is in everything, we want to be respecting everything too. And we are part of the one, right?
Yeah, love that.
So thank you so much. This has been
And the
amazing.
brain.
What?
No, I'm just saying it's just I saw your last name on your
Yeah.
backdrop.
Yeah, Linda Brand.
Yeah, here we are. I mean, I'm thankful for the episode. It just brought me back to so many lost memories that I didn't think I still had. Like sometimes when I have conversations, I'm like, why did spirit choose for me to tap into that energy? Like
Right.
about my past stuff, like because I can choose what story to tell. It's like writing a book, but then I'm like, why did spirit higher self choose that story in this moment? Like when I told you I talked to my healer and she told me about a betrayal, that was 2018, and like I just remember that moment where I was at in life. And I'm like, why did my soul choose to say that story on this podcast in that moment? I'm really like in tune to like the little details of life. It's interesting, right?
Yeah, you're a thinker. That's how I
Yeah,
yeah. When is your birthday? March, right?
yeah, March 9th.
So what is that, Pisces?
Pisces, Pisces.
Interesting.
You know
Yeah.
your moon sign?
My moon is Virgo.
Oh, okay, helper. Fixer.
You
Okay.
know a lot about astrology.
I study astrology. I help people with astrology. My clients, I help them with astrology.
You know a lot, though. I mean, because I did have a reading, because I interviewed an amazing woman, and she gave me a discount, and she did my whole chart. And she's like, "You're the wounded warrior, and you were in a former life, like I thought I might have been a slave, but like I was definitely like either like just disrespected, treated poorly by men, whatever it was. And I think that's happened in this life too. But
Really?
yeah, oh yeah.
So
Because I had
you're
no self-worth, I had no self-esteem, I was abandoned by
so
people.
where are you in that space now? As far as just the love department.
I'm single. I'm more my heart is more open.
I
I'm just
feel that. I feel like love is ready to find you. Like literally, that's what's coming to me.
thank you.
Like that's
Um,
beautiful though. That's what, but you know how you see how that all comes back. I was like, hey, what's that thing on your
yeah.
that piece?
I
And then,
want to meet
yeah,
someone in the same like this kind of work. I
yeah.
would love that so much. Um, I'm I was dating a little bit and it wasn't quite. I was being open because I used to be like blocked and like I had stories around men and I've healed a lot. But I think because I'm really focused on self care and self and my own businesses,
Mhm.
that I'm not like, I don't drink alcohol. I'm not out in bar, like I don't. So I'm like kind of, I go to the dog park, Starbucks, um, the gym, I'm kind of living in my own little cocoon, but yeah, I mean, I think eventually it's gonna happen and I'll meet.
Yeah, it's coming. It's happening. You're ready for it. Your heart is ready for it for sure.
Thank, thank you. I love,
Congratulations,
oh,
because
thank,
people don't understand when you heal and you evolve, love is not what it is before you had that awareness, right? It's different because you can see things others can't see. So it's hard for you to kind of like not embrace them, but kind of take them into your life when you know better. So, but I know for sure, like it's somebody for everybody out here. And
yeah,
real
yeah.
time.
You think there's more than one person for everybody too?
Of course, yes, yes. It just depends on what timeline you're on, like, and what do you want? I try to like, because for me, being single for so long, I had a girlfriend now. I've dated so many women and been in the field for so long that I know what's really out here, right? And now on this side of life, for me, I just have life intelligence because as a man,
You're young still. You're very young still. I mean, 37.
right, for sure, but it's like I've seen so many women in such a because TV has really amplified that choice in my life where I have those experiences to realize like it's not what people think it is. It's the woman with the followers or the pretty whatever the
Yeah.
ideal man thinks he wanted in a woman. I've experienced it and for spiritual and we're all spiritual beings, but for a spiritually evolved individual like I am, I can't just be with anyone because they look good or they have something enticing. It has to be way more than that. And I think the world has put love and money on a pedestal, but we don't even know what that looks like within our lives because we're looking outside of ourselves. I believe the best partnership you can have is the partnership of self. The best love you can have, the love of self. And when you do that tenfold, that person will show up with certainty beyond logic. That person will appear. I've
I
lived
love
it.
that. Yeah,
And I
that's,
think more people get in that frequency, they won't put so much pressure on themselves. It's
oh, I
hard.
love
It's tough.
that. Yeah, you just helped with my self-worth love, my radical self-love workshop I'm
Yeah.
coaching on February 13th. Yeah, I mean, you just explained it. You just said once you are, fully in love with yourself and working on that, you will attract everything into your life.
It's simple, but it's not, it's hard because we're not programmed to love ourselves. We're programmed to serve, give, protect our hearts.
And we're programmed to actually hate ourselves actually as women, especially like we're compare ourselves, and it's always a competition, and it's like that's the
Yeah, and it's not fair and it hurts as a man. Like that new movie with Demi Moore. Wow, it's a great movie. It's a
what's it
little weird.
called?
What is it? The Substance. Great movie. You
Is
should
it
watch it.
out right now?
Now,
Okay.
I think it might be on like Prime or something, or
Oh, okay.
it's a really good movie, but it's about the battle of a woman and what she deal with as she ages, right?
Mm.
And I think about my mom and my sisters and just women in general now that evolved. I wish I had the gift to give all the women that I care about and love all the love they ever needed in their lifetime. I wish I just had that gift and I could
Oh,
just
you
drop it into
do,
them.
you actually
Look,
do.
you know what I mean? Like, but I'm saying like I can't physically be with my mom and she's in Baltimore and like give her love when she needs it. Like, I can give it when I talk to her, but you know what I mean? Like
And send
where
it,
I can
but
give
yeah,
that piece of myself and they can have that and no matter what, if they hold on to that, they're gonna always feel the love
yeah,
that they
that's
wanted.
so beautiful, that's
Yeah.
so kind and loving and
Because I
beautiful.
feel deeply what women go through. I've been helping them all. Most of my clients were women in their 40s, independent, successful, recently divorced, looking for love, wanting love. And now I have a better concept as a man why women really want love in their life. And it's not what we think it is. I get it. And I'm like, oh, it's beautiful. If men can just understand this, it would change their trajectory, right?
What is
So
the reason women want it? What do you think?
So when women allow love into their life unconditionally through themselves, through their mind and through someone else, it transformed their life, right? Meaning with my woman, the more I love her, edify her, empower her, uplift her, speak to her, be intimate with her in such a loving way, the more I do that, that more that love will return into my life and she's going to amplify my life, right? Because that's why I said behind every successful man, there's a woman. Because the woman is the vessel that everything is manifested through, right? So if you're constantly giving that woman the love that vessel needs, not from an ego place, but from a soul place and a higher self, she's going to evolve, you're going to evolve. But if the love you're giving her is distorted, manipulative, to get something, you're going to hurt that vessel and it's eventually going to hurt your life, even if you think you're getting away in the moment. So women want love because it transforms their life, right? And that's why they can have kids. But as men, we don't know how important emotional intimacy is. Having deep conversation, affection, nurture. Not saying all men don't, because there's some great husbands out there that's really good. But generally, we don't know how to emotionally tap in with ourselves as men. So it's not easy to do it with a woman, and we feel like we gotta have money, we gotta have power, we gotta have status, we gotta have something to offer. And I believe that. Like as a man, if you don't have any value to offer, people don't really care about you, to be honest. Like I know what I was like before TV. Nobody was checking for Eric Bigger. Like that's just the truth. The moment I was in everybody's face, everybody's in my energy. So I do know that side, but the main thing is we all individually must love ourselves. But when a man is really loving a woman, and her true sacred self, oh my God, it's so much magic that will happen in your life.
Magic. Yeah.
Because that's all she really, really wants is to feel that love. She don't need it. She wants to feel it. Because when she can feel that love, she can amplify your life. And that's the connection that the masculine and the feminine has together.
Yeah. I do have a friend, but he lives in another country and we've known each other a long time, but he's kind of a cheerleader and similar to what you're describing,
Yeah.
but it's he's a giver, and he's always like,
So why don't y'all just make that connection? What's wrong with that?
oh, I don't know, he lives in another that's a whole story.
But
Um,
maybe that's what it takes, though, right?
I respect and appreciate that, and I know what you're saying, and it
But it's
can
not that.
that can be true. In
Yeah.
this particular scenario, he's like an angel, actually.
Yeah, he's opening you up to your divine feminine, and it's hard to accept someone so far away and someone who's like really seeing you for you. It's scary. It's like, what?
He doesn't even listen hardly to my podcast, and he's like, you are changing what your people love you. Like you don't even know how many people love you and how much you're making an impact. And I was like, how does he even know that? Like he doesn't even, you know what I mean? He's not on social media, but
Yes,
anyway,
but I would say if you could, if you're open to it, don't even put too much on that with him, but just experiment what that feels like in your body, even when it's uncomfortable. And he don't have to know, but just so you can heal whatever that part of you that needs healing. So the next person or next one coming, if it is someone, doesn't trigger and you can be receptive to it, right?
I mean,
Because I've noticed that I struggle with that for most of my life. Oh, so anytime a girl gets close to me, I'm out of there. Get away. That's what I did for years. It was always 6 months. Now, the love I got in my life, I'm just like, oh, I'm just like, yes, because I'm opening my heart to receive it without fear. So, and everybody deserves love, but it's not easy. So I don't, I'm just saying for you, you just seem like you've done the work.
I
It
have
seems like
done a
your
lot.
heart is ready, but sometimes the heart might be ready, but the body is like, what you doing? And the body might, and I'm not saying him, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, no, for sure. I do
Yeah.
tapping, EFT. Have you
Yeah.
tried that?
I haven't tried to have heard of it.
Oh yeah, it's so powerful. It's been the game changer. I learned it in 2024 and I never, I mean, because it helps you heal your trauma. Like you've kept talking about like cryo, all these things with the body. And
The
that's the
body is everything.
yeah, the body. I heard somewhere recently, I don't know where I heard this, and I was like, whoa. They said the body is the subconscious mind.
Oh yeah, Dr. Joe Dispenza says that.
Oh, okay. And then like for me right now, my physical body, I love myself. I'm working to love myself no matter what. And I literally, do that. But like my body, because of the diet, I think I'm not eating correctly, and it's like not looking as good as it could and different things like that. But I don't know, some of it's self-sabotage maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, probably self-sabotage. I mean, because you got all the answers in your body. I mean, you're on your way though. Whatever you've been calling in is about to come.
Oh,
It's about,
thank you. You're amazing. Thank you so
because
much.
I don't get in these, even like how we were trying to get on the interview. My spirit was like, go do the interview one day, go. Like, so I know this is not an accident, right? Like it's all happening for the highest good of you, me, and everyone who's going to listen. But it's timing, right? And I think when we trust the timing, life just benefits. So I'm thankful and I'm happy that you've done the work and look forward to hearing not only your money story, your love story.
Yeah. Oh, you're amazing. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I have done the work. I love this conversation so much. Eric and I talked about some personal things that I had to edit out. So now we're going to go back to the interview. And thank you for listening.
I know I'm being called to help a lot of young men. These two kids are 23 and they're just so hungry for wisdom and knowledge. We meet twice a week. One of my clients, I trained her son this past summer. He's like a professional hockey player.
Oh,
Um,
Josh was hockey.
and I just know I'm supposed to help young men
Oh
with
my
this energy.
God. I created a year ago, January. It was called Empower You Network, and it was for 18 to 30 young. It wasn't just men, but two of Josh's friends killed themselves. One was a senior
Mm.
at Dartmouth who's 22, right around Rosh Hashanah. Another year later, his other friend, hockey friend, killed himself, right? And these are young. It really affects my, like, I have chills right now because it's such a waste. So I created this 18 to 30, and I had one girl, my friend's daughter, and then she didn't come back, and it was me and my son were doing Zoom, and I said, I want this space for us to be themselves, and there's no pressure, and they can. And then my business coach at the time was like, oh, that sounds like nonprofit, and oh, that's the low ticket, and you're gonna have a hard time. I was gonna give it away for first month free, and then like $29 a month or something. And I just wanted this, and then I forgot about it. We stopped it. And I was at this thing the other day and she's like, big brothers, big sisters. And I used to do that. I was a mentor for 1 year for this kid. And I brought it up to her and then it came up again. And so I was like, oh, maybe I should start a nonprofit. So it's just wild that you said you're feeling called to help young men, but I think it's a very important
Because
because,
I'm what I wish I had when I was young, just energetically,
yeah,
information, wisdom wise, and I told them, I said, listen, I want y'all to be young kings and own who you guys are. And I said, maybe y'all can help me push this out to the men in your frequency and build this community. Because I don't have to. I just want to show up, give my due diligence, help them grow, and let them be leaders and say, what do you guys think? Yeah, they need some light. They need somewhere to vent how they feeling because no one is accepting them, not
yeah,
even their friends.
yes. And
It's too
they're
much pressure.
having to put on a show to be accepted. And
Man,
it's
I
like
did that.
that's what I wanted was just an open space where they can, because I feel like schools just they're programming
I
them.
put the program together with someone, and she was saying that there's a lot of cuttings at Harvard Westlake. These kids are like cutting themselves.
I know that is a thing now, this cutting.
They want attention. They want to feel. They're not feeling anymore because no one is paying them any mind, especially if they come for money. It's like a thing.
It is crazy. And the one boy had came from money, friends. Devastating. It's really devastating to me to have like this young, good looking, smart. What the fuck? Like why? 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 Right?
No love around, just darkness. They just feel dark because no light is being shined in their life.
Right. Would had
With
they known.
everything.
Right. So I'm kind of exploring this idea of either a nonprofit or some, I don't know. I'm just
Mm.
trying to figure something out because I do feel a passion. Also because I got in trouble with the law and I went to jail when I was young and didn't have proper supervision, and I ended up turning my life around. And the point is, it could have been much worse, and that's part of my trauma. And so the reason I want to work with young people is to help them not make mistakes that are going to destroy the rest of, because I was scarred for the rest of my life after that.
Oh wow. Yeah,
And
that's
then,
deep.
yeah, I went through a lot of shit myself. But anyway, I loved talking to you, Eric. It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure. I'm so happy that you took the interview, and I'm super excited to share it, edit it out, and get it out there in the masses. And
Yeah, just keep doing the work and keep loving yourself. And with all that grace and compassion you have for your soul, everything magic happens, miracles happen because
mm,
it's the timing. Because even for me, sometimes I can get too much in my human and I forget like what's really happening. And when
yeah,
you're in your higher self, you just realize like there's no sense of time. I've literally jumped so many timelines in my life. I know that anybody that's struggled most of their life or suffer from anything, they can change their life like this if they're open to changing it, if they're open to working. But for you, I just feel like something big is coming in for you, and it's going to be nice for you to receive it and just take it
thank,
in.
thank you. The astrologer told me when I started booking people on podcasts, she's like,
Yeah.
that's your thing, Linda. That's what you're good at. That's, what you should be doing. So if you ever want to get booked on shows, I can do that. I'm sure you
Oh,
have
you
no,
book people on shows?
yeah.
How do you do that? I know I got a client right now, and she about to have a book come out. She needs
I can help her do that. I can get her booked on shows. I do that because I have a giant network of podcasters, being that I was in a class and I've been doing it for 3 years. So I have a podcast booking thing. It's on my link tree. And the other thing, and even the last lady I interviewed, she's like, Linda, you're undercharging. You're not charging enough. She might hire me for that. So I do that. It's my other Instagram. I can send it to you.
yeah,
And
send me all that because I got my book coming out soon too. Let's just continue to build because I
yeah,
know people and it's
yeah, you know people, and that's
yeah.
amazing.
You help everybody. Can
Thank
somebody
you.
help you now?
You're
Because here's the thing: when people help you, they heal.
Thank you so much. You're
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, keep me posted, and I guess I check everything for the booking on LinkedIn, right?
A link tree on
I mean, Linktree. Yeah, yeah,
on the Instagram. Yeah. If
yeah.
you want to get booked on shows, I can get you booked on shows. And this girl that's writing a book, one of your clients.
Yeah, I'm gonna send her your information. Give her today, so I'll put it in
Okay.
her.
Awesome.
All right,
Enjoy.
Linda. Thank you.
Thank you so
Spending the day.
much. Okay.
By the way, where are you in the States? Where are you
I'm
located?
in Florida. I'm in Southwest Florida.
All right. Well, have a good day. Talk to you
You
soon.
too.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye.